皆さん、こんにちは。みーさチャンネル資格ハンター編です。最新の英語ニュースを読み上げますので、英語の試験勉強やスキルアップにご活用ください。
Finland's leaders voice support for joining NATO, drawing Moscow rebuke. May 12, 2022, 5:53 a.m. Update May 12, 2022, 3:19 p.m. VOA News. A Finnish soldier enjoys a moment of reprieve from simulated combat during Exercise Arrow 22, May 5, 2022. Exercise Arrow is an annual, multinational exercise taking place in Finland, where visiting forces, including the US, UK, Latvia, and Estonia, train. Finland's President Sauli Niinistö and Prime Minister Sanna Marin expressed their approval Thursday for joining NATO, a move that would complete a major policy shift for the country in response to Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Their announcement drew an immediate rebuke from Moscow. NATO membership would strengthen Finland's security. As a member of NATO, Finland would strengthen the entire defense alliance, the Finnish leaders said in a joint statement. Finland must apply for NATO membership without delay. We hope that the national steps still needed to make this decision will be taken rapidly within the next few days. See also. Latest developments in Ukraine, May 12. The leaders said they came to their decision after allowing time for Finland's parliament and the public to consider the matter, and to consult with NATO and neighboring Sweden. Officials in Sweden are expected to consider their own possible NATO application in the coming days. The Kremlin reacted to the news by threatening to take retaliatory military technical steps and other characteristics in order to counter the emerging threats to its national security. Dmitry Medvedev, deputy head of Russia's Security Council, said, "There is always a risk of such conflict turning into a full-scale nuclear war, a scenario that will be catastrophic for all." In mid-April, Medvedev there will be no more talk of a nuclear-free Baltic if Finland and Sweden decide to join the US-dominated, 30-nation NATO military alliance formed after World War II. The balance must be restored, Medvedev said. Finland's Niinistö told Russian President Vladimir Putin this week, "You caused this. Look in the mirror." Finland's parliament still has to consider a NATO application, but the announcement by the country's leaders makes it all but certain it will apply, although the process could take months before it is completed. The country's border with Russia, stretching more than 1,300 kilometers, would be the longest of any NATO country. Map of NATO member states, aspiring countries and Finland where MPs are holding a debate on whether to join. Public opinion in both Finland and Sweden, both neutral countries, shifted markedly after Russia's February 24 invasion of Ukraine, which prompted fears that Russia might also attack them. Putin had hoped to divide NATO countries over their response to his Ukraine invasion, but the West instead has imposed numerous sanctions against Moscow and the oligarchs and Russian officials aligned with him. NATO Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg said in late April that if Finland and Sweden were to apply, they will be welcomed, and I also expect the process to be quick. For weeks, fighting in Ukraine has been concentrated in the eastern Donbas region, with Ukrainian officials acknowledging that Moscow has achieved partial success and has taken some villages. On Thursday, explosions were heard near the town of Bakhmut, an area of the Donbas where heavy fighting has occurred. Britain's defense ministry said Russia's focus on the Donbas has left its remaining troops around the northeastern city of Kharkiv vulnerable to Ukrainian attacks, with Kiev's forces recapturing several towns and villages around the area. Some information for this story came from the Associated Press, Agence France Presse, and Reuters.
以上で今回のみーさチャンネルは終了です。 最後までご視聴いただきましてありがとうございました。よろしければ高評価とチャンネル登録をよろしくお願いします。